still in doubt that Nigeria is an Islamic state, I think you need to see some of these things that I'm about to bring to you, as pointed out clearly by area father Charlie Boy. We have been into the agitation for self-determination, and some people are asking us why. Why do we do what we do? And why is this platform BVI Channel 1 Igbo-centric and Biafran-centric? I want you to take a look at some of the things we have pointed out before, but it was, revisited by area father. I want you to listen to him, and I'll be right back.
Come see something. See money. Oh yeah. Who be this guy where they here? I know. You see this guy? These two are Nigerians now. But we think they come right here. What is this? I don't know what this is. It be like saying Arabic. If you check this dirty toilet roll thing where they call money. Okay, this one who you know? Yeah, Belewa. This one Atafa Belewa. We know him now. But come, what if this is where they here now? I don't understand sometimes. I don't understand some things where they happen for this country. I don't understand. Oh, my fellow frustrated Nigerians, when I talk, say these ye Kappa rulers are using us to achieve their evil agenda. Some people go to stay there, then go to miss here, then go to talk, say na Igbo they talk. Hey, these rich people, they don't get part two, and they get two agendas. Even my party man OBJ don't talk at two. Agenda number one, to Islamize all of us, Nigeria, by keeping the non-Islam citizens enslaved. Agenda number two, to keep the Islamic citizens poor and uneducated. So those ones would think that they are fighting for their interests, whereas it is all to enrich them bloody selves. Their papa. My people, this is not their game. Section 10 of the 1999 Constitution states that Nigeria is a secular state without any official religion. And so it is illegal and unlawful and unconstitutional to inscribe Arabic things in the Nigeria Naira and army logo. So we don't become a Muslim state without our permission? Seriously? Really? I like this, my guy. What is that name? Chief Malcolm Morup. I hope I pronounce the name well. I like Cassidy for government people when they don't want use impunity to do as they like. Now so they sue them, go this court, go that court. Yes. Okay, I hear. All I can say is, I beg, hold your side tight. As me, I hold my own side. Yeah? Hopefully one day, many people will begin to hold them side. Because Walai Talai, nobody for Jonko. Nobody. Yes, sir. Area father don't talk your own. You talk your own.
You saw it. That is not just that. The Nigerian army insignia is embedded with the same Arabic inscriptions. Only them understands what is written therein. And somebody will come up and tell you one Nigeria. Now tell me what is one about Nigeria. Is it the Islamic North and the Christian South? Tell me what is one about these two. Tell me what is one between a Yoruba man and an Hausa man or an Igbo man. They have total historical background that is completely, I would say, incompatible with each other. Religiously, they are incompatible. Secularly, they are incompatible. Even in what we call the customs and traditions, they are completely incompatible. Tell me what is one about Nigeria. Now, we have overcried and overflogged this issue of Islamization agenda and the rest of them. I mean, my people in the South. But this is no time. You see, this year, 2020, it is no time to be emotional, lamenting, crying, putting the world on notice with respect to what we are faced with in this British colonial contraption. We have cried enough. We have lamented enough. Now it is time for us to sit down and work ourselves out of this mess. We need to work ourselves out. And before you can work yourself out of it, you will actually understand how do you get in there. How did you manage to find yourself in where you find ourselves today? Because it is only when you understand your problem, you'll be able to provide solution to it. Now, the issue about Islamization and how the Fulanese and the northern oligarchy is lording it over the entire Nigerians, especially the southern Nigeria, specifically the Biafran people, is through political power. There is no two ways about it. They understand it, and that is why they can give everything to grab power. Even the least of them in the society understands this. They don't need too much grammar to renti. They are not interested in that. They are interested in grabbing power at all costs. Irrespective of the fact that they are the biggest victim. I mean, the people of the North are the biggest victim of the Nigerian state. But as long as power is concerned, they are not interested. They don't care about what you're talking about. What that was told them at the mosque is final. They are ready to do anything to clinch to power. What have they used that power to do? They've used that power to create what they call northernization policy. In fact, what they do is they play regional politics. Northern first, northern people first, north first, and that is what what you call Ahmadu Bello stated very clearly in this interview.
Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first, a northerner first, a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, I mean, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there are, there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
This northernization policy have been reformed and brought back into the mainstream of Nigerian politics today, and they call it federal character. If you look at the way Nigeria is structured, you will understand that same one principle.
A northerner first.
They are first in every appointment. They take the bigger share. They are first in the National Assembly because they have greater number of seats in Nigerian National Assembly, both at the Senate and the Federal House. Now, what do they want to achieve? Islamization, to spread Islam and dip the Quran in the sea. What instrument are they using? Politics, power, power. But my people, what are we doing? We are busy either praying in the church or lamenting on the social media. Our political class are the worst kind of politicians you can ever think of. They are only interested in the money, embezzlement of public funds, diverting public funds to their own private use, a massive primitive accumulation of wealth. That is all they are interested in. And that is why they will never, ever, in anything they do, in their policies, in their program and project, represent the aspiration of our people. And the aspiration of our people is to be free. And you have to understand this freedom, political freedom, for us to make laws that confines with our culture, our tradition, our spiritual belief, and our norms and values. That is the political freedom, the freedom to make laws, to create conducive economic environment, the society of equity, fairness, and justice. These are self-determination. These are the principle of what Biafra stands for. But who are our biggest problem? The politicians from the southeast, Biafran land in general. And the people themselves. We have been apolitical. We are not interested in what is happening in government. The business of buying and selling have come into the political terrain. So what you see in Igbo land today, to start with, is the politics of buying and selling, and not the politics of ideology. Because the absence of ideological politics, you have money politics. And that is what have prevailed in the political landscape in Igbo land, and by extension, Biafran land in general. I am not here to educate you, but I'm here to open your eyes, to open your thinking faculty, so that you begin to reason like a proper human being, like a proper Biafran. Because all these years, we have been shooting ourselves in the leg. All these years. Look at how they've managed to set up. They didn't even manage. They were very, well, how would I say? They have the courage. They do it with audacity. When they introduced Sharia, the whole 12 northern states adopted it. They did it with the politics of the north. They did it using government instrument. They did it because they understand the powers they have, and they are playing their politics according to their own agenda. What is the agenda of an average Igbo politician? What is the agenda of Ndi Igbo? What is the political ideology driving Ndi Igbo and Biafran people in general? Tell me, ask yourself this. Now, you can now understand why we keep lamenting, we keep shouting, we keep blabbing on the social media. We need Biafra, year in, year out. Things get worse because we don't understand the power of political power. The power to grab power and use same to pursue your agenda. And our agenda is very simple: to create a conducive environment separate from this Islamic state called Nigeria. A place, a home, a land we can call our own, without being afraid of being molested, of being victimized, of being marginalized, of being deprived of the natural resources in our homeland. This agitation of Biafra have not actually hit the head of the nail and drive it home, because we are just busy shouting and putting the world on notice. The world is not interested in your cry, in your lamentation, in your putting them on notice. They are only interested in their economic investment in Nigeria. We are the only ones that can free ourselves from this Islamic state called Nigeria. If you are in doubt about it, then you are living in a lie. And that is why we have looked around and we said, if that is the case, and some people, before I go into that, some people have argued that we've tried political process and it failed. And when they want to cite the example, they call Apga because of Ojukwu symbolism or Ojukwu attachment to Apga. But the truth of the matter is that those who hijacked Apga are politicians who have no ideology. They are as the same or even worse than those who think that they are not, they don't have any Biafran sentiment or Igbo-centric approach. The truth of the matter is that they are still playing Nigerian politics. The politics of impunity, the politics of injustice, the politics of primitive accumulation of wealth, the politics of being in government and victimizing the very people you're supposed to serve. That is exactly what we have seen, and that is exactly what we, the Biafrans, must reverse if we are serious about our freedom. Political freedom, economic freedom, social freedom, even spiritual freedom. Because in Nigeria, if you want to understand that you are not truly free, go to Kaduna, where they have made laws targeting Christians. Go to Zamfara. Go to the northern states that are called Sharia states. Go there, you will understand that Nigeria is truly not one. Then, how are we going to work ourselves out? Because I don't want this video to be too long. I'm just here to inform you about some of the things that we are doing. Many of them will never grace the public domain because they are classified. But the truth of the matter, and be assured that proper steps are being taken to address this issue, face it head on, and reverse the political landscape in Igbo land and channel it towards our freedom. Political freedom, economic freedom, social freedom, even spiritual freedom. And we have come up with a political movement driven with one ideology, with respect to what I just mentioned to you. PRM, People's Restoration Mission, movement that is targeted to reconstruct the political landscape of Igbo land and Biafra land, and by extension, other people in Nigeria that are agitating for the same thing. Revolution is in the air. Nigerians who are victims of impunity in government by corrupt political class are fed up. They want their lives back. They want the security of their lives and properties. They want to put an end to medical trips abroad by political class and their families. They are fed up with collapsed health care service of Nigerian hospitals. They are fed up with collapsed education system of Nigerian schools. They are fed up with joblessness of youths who are being pushed to the extreme to survive. The Biafrans, the Oduduwas, the Arawas, and all the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria are fed up with the failed state called Nigeria. It is time for a political revolution that will bring the real freedom to all Nigerian people. Join the train now. Join PRN. Now, PRM is all about the politics of Biafra, playing the politics with an agenda, the agenda of self-determination, nothing more, nothing less, so that Igbo land will be economically viable, because nothing stops the southern governors, I mean the southeastern governors, from having a policy that will transform Igbo land into Dubai, into the Biafra of our dream, because we are already in Biafra land and we are Biafrans. What is lacking is the political will and political leadership in Igbo land to achieve and to harness the potentials in Biafran land. And some of you have always confused yourself, because we remain consistent, saying that we are not in Nigeria, we are not in Biafra, we always mix the two together. Let me tell you, there is no way you talk about your freedom and you know, feel that talking about the walls, the chains, the bars that are being used to cage you are not important. It is self-deceit. And that is why we must continue hammering on this, playing the Biafran politics, the Biafran ideologically driven politics in Biafran land. Because very soon, Anambra State will start warming up. I don't want to go into that today, but I want to open your eyes to let you know that an agenda has been set, which can only be achieved through the political instrument and not through blabbing on social media or using any media platform to talk tough, to put the world on notice. It is high time we go down and do the needful. I must tell you this, 99.9% of our people, excluding this criminal political class, are fully down to pursue the politics of Biafra and bring about a government that will represent their aspiration. Because once that is done, let me tell you, we already have our freedom. And we are going to pin Nigeria down to the point they will beg Biafrans to have a regional government. They will beg the Biafra, including the international community you are putting on notice, we beg the Biafrans, because you cannot go to a negotiation from the weak point of view. You have to build your base. We are not waiting for tomorrow. Biafra will not come down from heaven. We are already in Biafra land. What we need is to transform it and make it the Biafra of our dream. The issue of territorial declaration of Biafra as an independent state is something that will just happen seamlessly without even hassles. When the real things are in place, I tell you, Biafra will be a walkover. We are not going to relent. We are not stopping at anything. And we must take over power in Biafra land. And those of you who agree with me on this principle, on this process, please share this video. If you understand the powers that we have as a people to run around and move a political force, move the people towards grabbing power and changing that for our own good, the people's good, nothing will ever happen. We will only keep crying and lamenting. But I tell you, we have to rally around. We have to understand that now we will be the people. Now we be government.
We be government.
Keep sharing this video, keep liking, drop your comments. Let me have your opinion on this. And I must tell you, we are already doing the needful. Don't expect me to tell you and bring everything on the social media or on the public domain. Many of our activities, as I speak, is on the grass. We are taking over the grassroots. And these politicians, we are going to sweep them. I got Italian more where they least expect, because we are mobilizing the people. Now you have to join the train by clicking on the subscription button, by liking and sharing and inviting your friends to join our media platforms where we are pulling the people together. We want to hit 1 million subscribers on our YouTube and all our social media platforms. And our network is fast spreading across Anambra and the rest, Southeast State, and by extension, Biafran land. So join the train. Don't be left out. Goodbye and stay blessed.